month, second marriage. You know what I'm saying? This is the one. You know what I mean? I can say that I've been married before, so I knew how I felt going into that one. And quite frankly, I knew there would be time after. Why is it so tense in here all of a sudden? Well, you guys know my ex-wife? I really enjoyed getting married for a second time, because I don't know if you guys know this, I'm a straight white man, which means I have straight white male friends. Now, if you don't have straight white male friends, you do not know how stupid some advice can be. You know what I'm talking about. Like, you've had a fight with her where you were clearly in the wrong, and you've called a friend just to get some, not really advice, but just about the fight, and the things he's told you to do, you're like, oh, that, not only would that be a divorce, I think I'd go to jail. You can't just walk back in your own house, get this far away from the woman, and just go, F you. But no, it's one of the, I told a friend of mine, I was like, oh, I'm getting married again. One of my buddies went, oh, you let your ex know? I said, no. And he went, oh, I always let my exes know when I've moved on. And I went, why? And he went, so they know I've moved on. And I was like, how, what? And I went, you want me to call my ex-wife and let her know? And he was like, yeah. And I went, how would that even go? Just call her up, hello, I win, goodbye. And not only, and listen, not only are we getting married, we're expecting our first child in June. Hang on, this is the no, shut the this is, and you can tell how everyone feels about society. I've seen other people last year, a few years ago, if you said, oh, I'm expecting my first child, yeah! Now you say, I'm expecting my first child, 3 people, and the rest of you are going, is that such a good idea? Have you been outside? Like, your city is on fire and our city snows, and that doesn't usually happen in those places. Because you don't live in the sun, and we live in a place that's supposed to be the South. Why is it so tense in here again? You guys not know it snowed here? Are you guys acting like it snowed? Listen, I've been to Dallas and Texas every time it snows. It happens every 2 years. Ted Cruz leaves, you guys relax. The snow melts, he comes back, and then you're like, ah, 3 more years of summer. I'm a lefty lib, you guys are righty-tighty Texas babies, but I like that everyone can agree, Ted Cruz, that guy. Just no one, there's something about him that just would look familiar, just rising from a sleeping woman, and he would say something creepy like, I was only smelling her hair. And you're like, it's weirder that you thought that's an excuse.
Isn't he Canadian?
No, we're not doing that. Nice try. Your God King Trump tried that. No, he's one of yours! We don't make those type of pricks. We make passive-aggressive pricks. He's an aggressive prick. I like, by the way, that this being Texas, you guys, as soon as I said aggressive, all of you, even if you hate Ted Cruz, went, yeah, he is. I do appreciate that. Listen, my soon-to-be wife, she's the first non-passive-aggressive person I've ever dated. It's weird just to speak to her, and when she smiles, be like, oh my God, I think she's happy. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm so happy that we are having a child. I'm so happy that I'm having a child with her. Look, I don't want to be rude to the people I've previously dated, but if you could describe, how do I say this delicately? If I dated you between my ages of 21 and 28, statistically speaking, you have bipolar disorder. I've had 2 separate ex-girlfriends throw a cat at me. Now, full disclosure, I was in the wrong both times. First time, it was a giant fight, I had to fart, and I didn't have any point to what she had to say, so I just farted and pointed at the air and went, I think that of you. And it's not something I would recommend doing. But if you're thinking, I'm not going to win this, might as well just try some stuff. That is the way to do it. Seeing as you were born during Comrade Obama's era, letting you know, if you want to do that, someone will pick up a cat and throw it at your face. Now, I don't know if you guys have ever had a cat coming towards your face, but it's fascinating because it was from enough of a distance that the cat had enough time to look at me to be like, I've never done this before. Second time I was fighting with this person, and she thought she was an actor. She she was a yoga teacher with like a bunch of different personalities. So close. And we were fighting, and she just went like, "You can't speak that way to me. I'm a performer. I actually am a performer, and I'll let your delusions go for a long time." But it was the end of the relationship, so it's time to settle some scores. And we've all been at that point, you know what I mean? The breakup's on the way, and you're like, I lost that argument 2 years ago. I'm getting it back. Bringing up a couple of their friends. Actually, your friend Karen does deserve that name. I just say, it's a real tale of two sides of the audience. When they laugh, you guys look at me like, not for us. What is this, Bikini Fort Worth? What the f*** are you doing? Anyway, so we're in the middle of the fight, and she went, as a performer, and I went, I don't know, this doesn't make any sense, but I did say it. I went, wait, am I talking? Because I'm the only performer here. Yeah, you say that, then she picked up her cat and threw it. I didn't help the situation, because as the cat was coming towards my face, I went, I've been through this before. I dated a bald woman that didn't believe in using money. I dated a yoga instructor that didn't believe in paying her rent. She wanted me to do it. Mistake. I dated a couples therapist that had a husband and 2 other boyfriends. Yeah. She took her work home with her. You're right. That would have gotten a laugh if I was able to say work clean. But I wasn't, and I appreciate you guys all falling very silent. You aren't wasps, because this is Texas, but that was waspy as f***. You've made an error. I was the problem in all of those relationships. I was a panicky, anxious weirdo. I just focused on my job. I didn't give a shit. Like, what happened? What fight recently happened in that relationship?
We just got engaged.
You just got engaged? What? Have you thrown a cat at him before? Not on purpose. What an interesting way of answering that. Madam, I'm not the police, but it sounds like you've rehearsed. How did he fall down those stairs? Like I'll tell. You were saying something?
So what are you, a cop?
Yeah, what am I, a cop? Maybe. If I take off this hat, I look like a police officer that's been involved in a lot of questioning. That's a rough look, I gotta tell you. You know what I mean? Like, I came up here and none of you thought, oh, it's a comedian. Most of you thought, oh, well, I guess this youth pastor's gone rogue. So who proposed to who? I assume this being Texas, he proposed to you? Yeah, you did it old school. You're not doing it out in California. Women proposing to men. What's next? Wildfires. Now. And how'd you do it, buddy?
We walked out to the little arch thing and swam.
The park down the street.
Thank you. It snowed, so you had to get engaged?
Oh, wait 2 more years. It's Texas.
Listen, I like that you did a callback to my My confusion was these people not also enjoying it. What I appreciate is you're getting a taste of what I've been getting up here. It's fountain fucking gold. This whole table's like... Were we supposed to pay attention to that? So you got engaged like 2 days ago?
Yeah.
Well, my city burned? How f***ing Texas is that? LA's on fire? Those f***ing Democrats. Will you marry me?